Hello, everyone, and welcome to the countdown stream, the end of the Vast Grim Horde No Safe Haven Backer Kit campaign. We are live, so let me turn off that going live soon. Let me throw the comments back in my face. Hey, Charles, thanks for joining us. Um, it's thanks to everybody that's watching, people that have backed the campaign, people that are just kind of hanging out here to support the last hour as it counts down. Um, Yes, there's going to be a lot going on. Hype full train send. Yes. So if you have not backed the campaign, if you want to wait, an hour or like 58 minutes just to be safe, BackerKit has this awesome functionality where you can say, hey, if somebody's still backing and people are still interested at the end of the campaign, why don't we keep it going? So when somebody backs it at the end, I think it extends it like 10 minutes. And then, so what I'm going to create is for every 10 minutes after the campaign that it is still going, that money's still coming in, I'm going to create because it's called the backer train, I'm going to create a space train concept. And each 10 minutes that passes will be a car of that space train. And I'll design that as a location scenario thing that will be a free PDF to all backers. So the more people that we can keep spreading the word to get folks interested, to keep them joining, keep me staying up late, well past my bedtime, the longer this train is going to be. Um, that being said, since we're here, I haven't even posted that on the page because I want people to keep pledging all the way up as long as they could throughout the day, just because some people may show up and then forget and then disappear. And you want the people to back it and make sure they get the new books in their hands if they can. So while we're here talking and chatting, I'm going to go ahead and add that to the story, to the page itself. So I'm going to go into the stretch goals. And I'm going to drop that in while we're chatting. I'm going to put it at the very top. I probably should have written a little blurb to throw in there to put in there as well, but I think hopefully it will sell itself. How's everybody doing this evening? I hope everyone has had a fantastic week. Make sure to comment whether you are on YouTube, on BackerKit, on Facebook, wherever you are. Say hey in the comments. I'd like to know how y'all are doing today. And now I'll be distracted for just 1 second as I find the train stretch backer train adventures. Free train car scenario for every 10 minutes. Starts at 9 p.m. Save. So if anybody's thinking about doing it now, and you want to wait, if you're going to stick around that long, if you know you're not going to make it and you don't think you'll be at the computer in an hour or less than an hour, because in an hour it'll be too late at that point, feel free to go ahead and pledge when you want. Now, if you go to the page and you scroll right at the very beginning, you see the Backer Train Adventures image, and that kind of explains exactly what I just talked about. Today was a pretty productive day on top of other work that I got done. I got all of the updates made to the Skeleton Crew book, and I sent the layout version to Walt today, and then I started I looked through all of his changes for the third act of the Grim Outlook, and I started putting that in. And I talked to my manufacturer, who's going to be printing all the books, and if I can keep on the schedule that I really want to keep on, if we can get these, if I can get these done and to them in a very short window of time, because there's really revisions to one book and then the third book to finish up. They should be able to get me the proof copies and bring them with them to Gen Con, which is crazy. The turnaround time's super fast, but I really wanted to get these books done and in folks' hands. You can't. Charles said he can't believe his off the dome comment burst the train. Let's get some passengers on. That's right. Yeah, it's great. And Gaffy's, who's in the audience as well. Part of that completely made me think of his freight out of hell adventure for the previous campaign for the Into Oblivion stretch goal. Ooh, and hey, guess what? I sharpened one of the worm pencils just before this meeting. So this chat, so that I could write down notes in case we started brainstorming ideas of what could be in the various train cars if we wanted to get into that while we're here chatting. Oh, Scottish Rooster, thanks for jumping into this hangout session. Yes, so we have one of those old school metal pencil sharpeners drilled in and attached to the wall in the room where the kids do schoolwork and stuff. Wicked shop. Oh, so if anybody didn't see these yesterday on yesterday's stream, yesterday I got the pencils in from the manufacturer. I went ahead and ordered them because, well, I wanted the pencils, right? Plus, you get to roll them. Let's see, who am I going to get infected by today? Too bad you can't see the camera. Oh, it's rolling back. Oh, it rolled off my desk almost. Those sharpeners are the pinnacle of pencil tech. They sure are. They're fantastic. Okay, let's see. I got number 2. Is it? Oh, you feel the parasite slithering through your veins. It is the Kruger. That's hard to say, almost like rural juror. Today's been a pretty amazing day for as far as backers go on the campaign. Last night when I went to bed, we hadn't even hit the 45 mark yet. We hadn't hit that stretch goal adventure. And so it's been chugging along today, which has been really rad. It's cool that more people are getting on board and hopefully getting to experience the adventures and all that stuff for the first time. So it's going to be, the hour here building up to the actual train starting. Maybe I should have waited 30 minutes or so and did it a little bit later, but I wanted to go ahead and jump in here and start building up the excitement. If there's anybody in the chat that hasn't backed and are planning to do it right at the end to get that backer train going and the backer train adventures, say something in the comment. Tim Carr? I don't know what the Tim Carr is. But say so in the comments, and then maybe we can start thinking about a Tim Carr, a car of Tim's. Because where is Tim? Is that what you're getting at? Yes, the Cult of Tim, of course. So okay, I'm going to write that down in my notebook. That is the first note. So it is the Tim Carr for the Cult of Tim. The Cult of Tim because they lost their E. For once upon a time, it was the Cult of Time. And then they were misguided and lost. I'm going to put E in a parenthesis, just because, why not? I thought about doing some sort of strange traveling show in one of the cars. Some sort of traveling entertainment. Or that could have all sorts of strange characters. You had made a Tim thing for Freight Out of Hell, yes. And then you made a cult of a faction for the jam Rugos did. Oh, awesome. I missed Rugos's jam. I think I was just too busy at the time. But I am going... Scottish Rooster, I have money in hand. It'll fail to charge my card until around 9 p.m. though. Stuck at work right now, and I didn't have time to load money on it. So they won't actually charge cards until after it closes, till the campaign ends. So that'll probably be at 9 or a little after. And then it usually tries again and again if it doesn't go through. It was stupid and fun, as most of his jams tend to be. Yes, I imagine it was. The Diner Car is a franchise of Carl's Roach Coach. Oh, Carl and Carl Jr., they're expanding their line. I like the way you're thinking, Charles. Nice. Carl's Train, Carl's Franchise E. For anybody that's not familiar, Carl has a Roach Coach. Carl is a oversized Roach. And Carl Jr. is a Roach as well, and they travel the verse, selling food out of their Roach coaches. Yeah. I dig that. I like the concept of that in a franchisee. That's even funnier. These are all, even though you weren't able to back it, that doesn't matter. These are all just ideas to get things going and try and get juices flowing as to what the end products will be. If we make it, if people start backing at the end and we start adding cars to it, which I'm hopeful to do. But worst case, we end up having a train car jam next time next time we have a game jam next year, or something like that, or have that as a subcategory, because I think that's a lot of fun, and it's easy to like mix and match different people's things as you hop from one car to the next. Yes, we do have to have callbacks. It's good to keep the universe, the web, all connecting to the network, as it were, as it's all intertwined. I like that. Maybe a car that's a mimic. Oh no, going through its mouth and out its rear. Yes, a car jam would be pretty rad. Um, Train car jam. Yes. Boom, boom. I like the functionality of the software to be able to be like, bloop, here's people's comments, dropping it in. Oh, and that would also help for anybody that may be watching on Facebook or somewhere else that don't see the comments that are coming through the YouTubes and the backer kit. So for those of you that are watching, is anybody actually watching on BackerKit itself, or you direct on the YouTubes? Because I haven't tried chatting directly in BackerKit itself since I'm doing this through the StreamYard software. YouTube for you. Excellent. A sterile pet worm with no infection required. Oh, a sterile worm. Oh, their life is meaningless. Sad, sad worm who can no longer infect. You're on BackerKit. Excellent. Okay. Well, it's cool to know that that is the chat's coming through easily on there as well. I'm really excited about the backer train, and hopeful that that is something that will that'll keep things going. The Outgunned Adventures that had a massive following and lots of people backing it, and they kept unlocking all these crazy stretch goals. Theirs seemed to go on for quite some time after it. Yes, poor worm, the sad, sad sterile worm who cannot infect. Car full of Manchine parts. Yes, because somebody was. It sounded like somebody in the Discord was working on a Manchine factory, uh, or something almost like that. And you know, the Nerdarchy adventure has a Manchine type factory in it as well. That's in the Volatile Verse #1. Yeah, BackerKit does send the messages through YouTube. Yes, I didn't. I just don't have the chat opened in there. I have the window open itself, just so that even though it's not showing up for me, maybe it's because I just opened it. But I have that open just to see if the numbers jump up or to see if a train hops on board. I think they were making a bunch of different charts. Oh, and they could make it a Manchine factory. Yes, yeah, I think you were correct. So what's anybody doing any gaming this weekend? I get to play Ninja Borg on Sunday. I get to do some play testing on that. I'm excited about getting to do that after reading the document that they're working on. That Rugos and Walt are working on. It's sounds like it's going to be a ridiculous time on Sunday. And tomorrow is free RPG day around the world, and anybody that may be going to their local gaming shop. I know there's quite a few shops in the Georgia area have a lot going on for free RPG day. Sadly, we don't have anything happening with that. The Ninja Borg test group I'm in got postponed. No, didn't you already play once though? Your D&D didn't have enough people able to attend. Ooh, daughter's ballet recital tomorrow. No games. Perhaps next week for games. Yes, you played, but you need more. That's fair. It looks like it's ridiculous and goofy and silly. I'm finally going to be getting back to my the kids Ravenloft Morkborg game that I'm running next week. It's been off for a while now, because of people getting sick and then all sorts of life things. A Dreckenheim theme bar cart in honor of Kelly's involvement. Ah, interesting. I could talk to Kelly about that and see if there would be any interest there. Putting down all of the notes. There's never enough game time. No, there is not, Charles. But yes, yeah, I need to. I had thought about going up to the one of the local shops. Well, local to me, like an hour and 15 minutes away, but it'll depend on how everything goes with tomorrow's. Is our weekly pilgrimage to the grocery store to get all of the stuff. Um, Gosh, I love this setting. I may run Alien this weekend or next weekend. And I've been brewing a VG sandbox for your group a while. Oh, awesome! Yes, and there's some games going on this weekend right now at Origins that I read the adventure for that sound like it's a lot of fun, and they were running games 5 and 6 today of the same adventure. A bad day for the Berghain, I think. I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly because I do that. But they're also running that same adventure at Gen Con as well. So there's I know there's some Vastgrim games going around, and on the Discord there was somebody talking about having a game of Vastgrim versus Cards Against Humanity. I don't understand how that would work, but it sounds fun. If anybody in the chat knows that style of mashup gameplay, feel free to say how that works. And then if anyone has questions about how the Backer Train adventures, how the Backer Train adventures are going to unlock and how that's going to work, feel free to post questions. Or if you have questions about the campaign, anything that's happened so far, what's in it, and in a few minutes I'll go through some of the pledge levels and the add-ons and just kind of talk through that a little bit. You get a chance to try the Affinity. Oh no, I totally forgot. Hang on. I've been spinning my head in a bunch of different directions. Let me write that down elsewhere. Charles Affinity Brush. But I will try that this weekend and try and import that and see how it goes. I think it should load up probably okay. A big, my bad. I do not understand Scottish Rooster. But the brushes, I loaded some other brushes in that I purchased off Affinity, and it was super easy to load brushes in, so I think it'll probably work just fine. Actually, let me just make sure that I see it. Oh, typo correction. Excellent, thank you. Sometimes I don't read things and process them as quickly or as properly as I should. Let's see. There we go. Download the brush. Thank you. I think I probably read that when I was on my phone and then didn't see that it was the notification in there and then just forgot. So I will upload that in tomorrow and see how it works out. But I'm curious to see how it goes because it'd be pretty fun to build some brushes. Yes. So along with the Backer Train adventures, for add-ons, somebody had mentioned in the asked about patches and things like that. A community tool set would be great. So I wonder if I could create some brushes that are similar to what I like using, because I should make a list of the ones that I've purchased and that I use, because there's one of the ink brushes that I use all the time that I just really love. I kind of got away from some of the spattery brushes just because I didn't like the control of those as much. But yeah, that would be fun to make some brushes and see how they go, and then make them available in a community pack. Um, where was my brain going? Oh, somebody else picked up the digital character, which is awesome. Whoever did that, thank you for that. Um, that means I'm going to be doing two character illustrations so far, which is awesome. I'll be reaching out to folks after uh, you get that about splatter brushes. Yeah, I was losing. It was just too all over the place. Um, but if anybody's on here that did the digital character creation, if not, I will be reaching out after the campaign's over, and we'll get that all sorted out, which is awesome. Um, and then I do still have the two of the sculptures available, which is a-okay if they do not move. You would love a VG brush set? Excellent. Are you using Scottish Rooster? Are you using Affinity? Because I've primarily been doing all Affinity stuff, unless it's something for work or somebody that I know doesn't have Affinity and I need to build it in the Adobe suite. Charles, yes, looking forward to the character art. I'm looking forward to talking through what your character illustration is going to be and who that individual is, or creature or thing or whatever it's going to be. And then after this is all wrapped up, so I know I talked a little bit about getting finals or files finalized. The only one from the video last night is getting the hell trap barges all wrapped up. Oh, Scottish Rooster, yes, you're using Affinity. Excellent. Glad you're enjoying it. It's I seem to have a problem every time they come out with a brand new like update, like when they did the 2.5 release. Every single time something like that hits, or every single time, twice now, they've done something like that. My publisher documents, when I open them up, they just lock up and they don't want to do anything. And I've had to roll it back before until they came out with the next like smaller update, and then everything seems to work fine. That's the only hiccups I've had with it. Charles, you've had several characters in mind, but you think you've settled on one? Oh, fantastic. They wouldn't happen to be on a train car, would they? I'm trying to think of other fun train cars as well, because we've got a list of 6 so far that I've written down. I think you've experienced lockups too. Yeah, was it shortly after updating, or has it just been? It happens where like I just can't select anything, and then trying to save it out, and then it just doesn't work. And oh, they could be on a train. Excellent. Yeah, so I always from now on, like I waited to roll out to do the latest 2.5. I did 2.5 just in publisher, and then it locked up. I hadn't done the photo or the designer yet, so I waited and I rolled it back. And then once I came out with the next patch, I updated it and everything worked fine. I really love being able to go in between while I'm in publisher and being able to open up the file in the photo program or the designer program and then swap back and forth between the profiles. You have a huge obsession with monsters? Yes. I do like the weird creatures and the creepy crawlies. There are definitely some critters in the new book. Hey, somebody is on the backer train now. Thank you, whoever just backed. I do indeed appreciate it. It'd be awesome to get this train rolling early before the 9 o'clock hour and keep it going all the way until I fall over. Are there what is your do you have a favorite monster, Scottish Rooster, since you have a huge obsession with the monsters? And I do plan to have more monsters in the future. I'm working on some additional projects that have like a whole bunch of monsters, some NPCs, things like that. And then I had a totally other, completely different campaign setting idea a couple of weeks ago, and I started noodling ideas about that. But I guess I should just hang on to that for a long time and see where it goes. But so for this project, I don't know if anybody saw in the community chat that there was some discussion about the cross collab power sword. John Jones had talked about wondering if there should be some sort of backstory, and then I know Charles jumped in there. Godzilla, yes, naturally. I do love some kaiju giant monster creatures. But wondering if there should be a backstory with the power sword, the collab that we're doing with mazes, and some sort of a lore behind the weapon itself, and all of that good stuff. I don't know if you all noticed though on the on my part of the collab, the on the part of the power sword, it kind of looks a little bit like it's a spaceship, and that was indeed intentional. Where is that collab thing? We are 94% to the way of unlocking that double hex patch as well. I don't know if we'll hit that 50K. It's a long way off for this next 34 minutes and the backer train. Charles, you had to dive into the patch talk, and it was a good distraction. Yes, that was. Oh, thank you, Tad. I appreciate it, and thanks for being here. But for those of you that want to see the double hex patch in the photography, I can never quite catch it with this with the printing, because these are dye sub printing, and then they have embroidery on top of it. So it's really hard to. Okay, can I align it up? It's really hard to catch just how pretty and shiny these patches are. Of course, it's not going to do like a nice macro shot there. Instead, it's focusing on my face hole. Hey, and someone else joined the backer train. Thank you. Worm petting zoo, cart occupied by cultists who infect lone passengers. Ooh, all right. Now that is interesting indeed. Worm petting zoo. Ooh, what if the petting zoo there were some worms, like some like bigger sized worms, like not quite big enough for a grown up to ride on, but maybe for a little one. And then some other creatures that are definitely infected by worms, but haven't gone full grim on that. Ooh, I do like that. Worm petting zoo. Do you have to back physical to get the collab patch from Maze? I do not know that. I think it's probably backing at any level. I think that's how that's probably going to work. I would think I think it'd be either. The problem is if you back with digital. So we haven't really talked out the logistics on this, but if you back with digital, you're going to end up having to pay shipping. But it may be something where I ship all the patches. No, because I don't know. I don't know that, and they're at Origins this weekend, so I don't think I'll be able to check with them and find out. Yeah, I'm not sure if worst case, you could always do digital, and then if it has to be physical, talk about upgrading, or I can even talk to them and say, hey, if people just want it and just want it back at the digital level, I think that's totally cool with me. And I was making my worm petting zoo note, and occupied by cultists or harvesters. Ooh, so like, what if there's some harvesters that they'll let the worms fester inside of creatures, and more worms grow, and the grim parasite continues to grow, and they want them to keep growing inside of these bodies of creatures so that they can, when they do harvest the worms out, they're able to get more and more of them, then make more money when selling them to people that the devout and folks like that. Could totally see that working. So anybody that is in here and is watching on Facebook, if you're watching on the Creature Curation Facebook, you can comment and it'll show up in here. If you're watching on my personal Facebook thing, it doesn't, I don't know if it shows up in the feed or not. This is also, it looks like it's streaming on X, Twitter as well, although we haven't seen anything like that. Will the petting zoo have a vending machines to feed the critters? Ooh. Gotta put your gotta put in a few cred sticks to get the weird things to feed it. Okay, let's see. Sub bullet feeding machines with pellets to feed the beast. So far, I think this is so far I think this is my favorite idea of the train cars. I'm digging this one. There's so much you can do with that, and especially if it's just one car, you could continue having cars. But if there is a petting zoo in a car like that, is one like more mammals, and then you go into one that's more the reptile car, and all of a sudden you're getting a little more circusy themed or more zoo themed in a way, um, which is always interesting in like sci-fi things. Those the zoos or traveling zoos where they've captured different creatures and things from all over the universe and to lock up and put behind glass, because that's always a interesting social commentary as well. Just writing down some of those notes. And then you're also thinking of a crossover from the Molt in the petting zoo cart. It would be fun crossover for fans of both. Ha! That would indeed. And there are so many Easter eggs in the Molt that tie back to both Vasgrim and Morkborg. They are really all super, and it's so interconnected in my brain with how all of that works. Yeah, I could. I think that would be good. Let's see. I'm going to put an arrow to that with creature from the Molt. Yeah, I'm very excited to get the Molt books moving and out into people's hands as well. So many things to play. And that is actually John Jones is gonna be running that at Gamehole Con. I don't have anybody running the Molt Gen Con, but maybe some games later on in the year. We'll have to see. You would love to see my take on a shark or shark-like creature, especially if I made a sculpture. So, one of the things about sharks for me is that for the most part, their skin really lacks texture. And I love when I'm sculpting to get weird textures and grooves and things like that into stuff. I could see like parts of the shark, like the mouth and the teeth, or maybe some sort of weird hammerheady type shark, because I always loved the hammerhead shark only because of Hammerhead from Star Wars when I was a kid, and the action figure as well. That was always one of my favorite of the Sharky Sharks. But I could possibly see something, or maybe some sort of shark people. Like I could see like big like shoulders up high, and they're just kind of almost like no neck because of how the shark's head goes into the body. Where is this train going to be located? Does it move through space? Is it on a planet? Does it contain a piece of the gate and pop in and out of existence randomly to fly through the verse randomly? So many questions. Luckily for you, we've got plenty of time to answer all of those. Let's see. So let's first start out with, hang on. Okay, let's pop that back up there. Where is this train going to be located? I think it's going to be located anywhere in the verse, right? It's traveling. You don't really want to stop and slow down, because when you stop and slow down, that's when the Grim gets you. That's when they destroy everything. Is it on a planet? Yeah, I don't think. I mean, it may stop at a planet, may pick some things up, and then pop back up into the sky. Right? Um, does it can't contain a piece to the gate of infinite stars and pop in and out of existence randomly to fly through the verse? Interesting. It, there could, if this got extended into something, there could definitely be. We could work something with a piece of the gate of infinite stars into this because, well, there's got to be 5 more adventures that have pieces to the gate of infinite stars to round out the entire long campaign. And I haven't really plotted those out yet. I was kind of waiting to see how this did, and then I have that on my list to do to start working on the second and third adventures. But they, where those pieces are, don't have to be interconnected with that adventure because there's going to be lots of other jobs and things that legions go on in between from that one adventure before continuing on to that, I would think. Ichthyoids from fish in space host an aquarium car. Aquarium car. Yes, I could see that. Oh, hey, I thought I had put my stuff on streamer mode. Hang on, let me quiet this down right quick. Escape. All right. And then weird shark textures would be cool in the aquarium car, maybe. Okay. Yeah, so we've got an aquarium car as well. Let's see if we can get a lot of people on the 9 o'clock train and see how many cars we can get into this thing. Let's see. I like the so far connecting those two, the petting zoo and an aquarium-ish car. I think that could work. Trying to think of I'm picturing like Indiana Jones going across the one with all the snakes that are down inside of it, because that would be fun as well. Interesting. And then who is the conductor on this train? Who's driving it, and what really is the purpose of the train itself? Is it to transport an alien animal cockfighting car? That is a mouthful. Alien animal fighting car. Interesting. I almost picture these strange mutant chickens having like little tiny aliens inside of them, like maybe. Oh, what if they were robot chickens? Stealing a name from a fun show, and there were little aliens inside of the chickens. An alien daycare serving the staff with very clingy youngins. Mini mecha. I do like the idea of the mini mecha concept. Ooh, or what if when you enter into a certain field within the train, it shrinks everything down. So then, if you happen to win one of these chicken mechas and you exited the train, it gets back up to like full size. So you're like traveling around in this giant chicken mecha. And then that goes back to the Godzilla comment earlier. And then it's all just a bunch of big weird things fighting each other. Could definitely see something interesting like that. And I really did like the idea of the Carl franchise. Now, the Roach Coach franchise, it'd be interesting if that was like a food car, so that if it was on like a passenger style train, people could come into it and get it and go. A weapon that could be found within almost any car could be a giant worm tooth, great club thing, maybe with an ornate carvings done by a devout. I do like a giant worm tooth. It's funny that now whenever I write worm, even by hand, I still put the umlauts on top of it after typing it so many times and making sure that I do it the way it is in all the books. Giant worm tooth club with ancient carvings. All of them etched in. An overpriced coffee shop like a Starbucks but run by emo bots. Oh, let's see. Starbucks. All they sell is drip. The oil drip. Oh, but they also serve like some sort of fluid as well for emo bots so that they can get recharged and oiled up. A sport shooting cart where the side opens up so people can shoot targets. Bonus, the targets are jettisoned passengers who lost money in a separate gambling cart. Pew! 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 I see that going very, very wrong. Very wrong indeed. Coffee shop. So where coffee shop where all of the corporates go and sit down to get their work done during the day. I like it. Okay. I will try to get most of these down and maybe put these on my Discord server so people can see the long list that everyone has contributed to during this hangout session. A car that's empty besides a crazy naked wizard. There's always that one crazy naked wizard, though. I mean, always. Let's see. Anybody wants to join my Discord? Boom. That's my personal one that's in the link. Just in case you don't happen to be in there already. That's also been in the updates and stuff that I posted. You're giving away my character for the custom character. You just want me to draw naked people, Charles. Thank you. Or kit bash, photo bash naked people. That's even better. A shooting cart where did that go? Oh. Shooting cart. With side opening. And the jettisoning. Okay, boom. Put that one in there. Harken back to the art school days. Oh, shudders. Yeah, there was a fair amount of that in art school. We're getting closer. We are now 17 minutes away from the end times, from when this campaign is supposed to come to a frightful close. Just in case there isn't anybody that jumps on the backer train adventures, are there any questions about the campaign? Any questions about any of the stuff that's coming with it? Anything like that? Just in case, because if it does come to a screeching halt at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, then we'll probably end the stream around that time. Life drawing always featured old men. Why? Because old men really don't care at that point, and they're happy to make a couple of bucks posing for an art class. Maybe creep on some younger people. Who knows? Now that I'm getting older, does that mean I'm going to go and do that? No. Yeah, it was definitely lots of older pear-shaped men. It's so true. But yeah, so anybody that may be new, just recently jumping in, if you're not already in Backer Kit checking out Vastgrim Horde No Safe Haven, go ahead and do that, because this thing's wrapping up in 16 minutes unless we get people backing right at the very last minute and we can unlock the Backer Train adventures, where every 10 minutes that keeps getting extended, because when somebody backs right before 9 o'clock, it will buy us another 10 minutes, right? And so in that first 10-minute window, that will be a bonus adventure in a train car in space. And then if it happens again and we make it for another 10 minutes or around that time, there will be a second car and then a third car and a fourth car, and we will keep that train going. And we've got lots of ideas already here. Are there any parasites for bots in this one? Just wanted to know before I include them in your zine. There are there's one little thing, but it's not like I think it's just a hello, thank you, whoever just backed. I do appreciate it. Are there any parasites or bots for bots? There's one thing, but it's more of a software virus, but it's not like a big thing. It's just a small ancillary thing. It's not a big focus. It's not really detailed out. It's just like a little, if hacked in, if something hacks into the system, any device that connects to it has a certain chance of getting a virus, but it's not anything big, especially if it's similar to what you had talked about before, Gaffy. Yes, you should finish up Data Worm. Did you get the stretch goal adventures from the Into Oblivion campaign? Because if you didn't, let me know and I can dig those up for you, the PDFs. Because I know that there was a little bit of that in the 3 interconnecting adventures between Tessa and Walt and Rugos. I don't think it would be super overlappy based on what you've said, but just knowing there's some stuff that's been done, but I think it's totally fine. We are at 554 backers. One more is going to get us to a nice, fun little number. A number when I was working at 7-Eleven I worked at 7-Eleven for, I think, 6 years about. Lots of people played those triple numbers when they were playing their pick 3 numbers on the lotto each day. And yes, so as I mentioned about the backer train coming up in 13 minutes, hopefully that will keep things going. Or, hey, you know what? If we even start, if the backer train is going and it extends past 9 o'clock, that'll be the first train. So it doesn't have to be like somebody backs at 8:55 and that pushes us past the 9 o'clock window. That will be the first train that gets unlocked. And these will be PDF adventures that'll go out to all backers at some point once I get through everything else. And then I'll need to be talking with DM Dave and with Kelly about their guest adventures. And then once all of this is all said and done and it's all closed down, I will turn it off and I will go have a drink and call it a night. It's been a really good run. I know we hit some big dip in the where it was just kind of a very quiet crawl in the middle of the campaign, which happens with most crowdfunding campaigns unless you're just really soaring through it. But the last 2 days have really jumped in and picked things up significantly. So all of you that are watching, thank you very much. It's been really great, and I can't wait to share these new books with you. I think you're going to dig them. Multi-tiered gang outpost car. It's nothing special, but there'd be an opposing gang's cart about 4 to 5 carts away. They'd fight each other on top of, under the carts, and in between. Would they be like some West Side Story stuff coming towards each other? Rival faction carts. I could see that happening. Carts, cars, trains. Ooh, what if the train is actually owned and operated by one of the Space Raider factions? Cool, awesome. About finding the Into Oblivion adventures. Let's see. So just going to put a what if over here. What if this ends up being multiple cars and it ends up being something bigger, or if it ends up being something that we turn into a game jam for next year? I love the idea of whoever is in charge or control of the train at the time could be a table, and that would then somehow affect all of the other cars that are on it as well. Do we have a xenomorph stand-in yet? I think somebody created one early on in one of the Discord servers, but I don't remember where it is. The conductor should be an old Emobot. It's been reprogrammed to believe the worms aren't even an issue. Ooh, I do like that. Cake Bake Off. I can see that as well. But yeah, so I need to put that one down, or if you remember that one, Gaffy, for later, Emobot. But yeah, I think a conductor table would be really fun. And then especially if on the table you have who the conductor is or who's in control of it, and then underneath of it, how that then could affect all the other cars, at least to a way, to one degree or another. A Soylent cart that's made from people. That's funny. Soylent. You know that Astrolich made a xenomorph monster for Death in Space and Cyborg. I mean, that would easily be usable. Super easy to drop that in. Hey, we got somebody else on the backer train, and we were at 555 backers right now. Thank you, whoever jumped in. I do indeed appreciate that. And we're getting closer. We are 9 minutes away from what was supposed to be the end times. Like if the bot I mentioned was the rolled conductor, maybe there's a less likely chance at being infected by more bots. Yes, I could definitely see that. Oh, yes. So like roll that and then replace every other, or 50% of the NPCs on the train with emobots or something like that. I think that could be a really fun way to really make the thing reusable and replayable and have it very different from table to table playing it. I think that's pretty rad. So if we were to you drop messages in the Discord servers to plug the last remaining minutes. Awesome. Thank you, Charles. Much appreciated. Oh gosh, we are in it. We are in it. Just lit up. It's like wow, wow, wow. If you look at the Backer Kit page, it's got this strange glow on it, and it says pledge to keep the project going. Right now, we've got 9 minutes and 41 seconds remaining. So now we're still going. So I'm going to make a little box. I'm going to make some boxes on my graph paper, and I'm going to put an X through them. Yes, yeah, exactly. Very, very, very similar to the freight from hell, freight out of hell. Sorry. I'm going to put a couple boxes down here, and I'm just going to put an X through one, so we know that we are going to, we know that we're going to get at least one adventure car out of this, because putting this in now, it's going to push us past the 9 o'clock hour, and so that if we keep going, we will just add more adventure cars. But I do really like the idea of this being some sort of game jam as well, just because we could have a like kind of specific shape style that we could make, so everything's kind of confined to this, and could even make some basic page templates as well that make it really easy to put things in and then build out NPCs and things like that. A Nemesis style enemy that tracks you through the station or ship. Yes. A hunter creature on board. Yes. Oh, and we're at 5. We broke the 555 and hit the 556. It's crazy. It says that it's got 8 minutes left, but we're definitely past that. So a robbery scenario happens in a random car. I mean, of course, there's going to be valuables on the train as well. See, I'm stuck on Nemesis. Resident Evil 3 is a favorite game of yours. Excellent. I assume RE3 is Resident Evil. No, yes, Resident Evil. All of a sudden, I started thinking Resident Alien, and then I started picturing Alan Tudyk, and then my brain just went somewhere completely different. We have a lot of people watching this live show now, so thank you everybody that's watching. I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited that you're probably backing the No Safe Haven campaign, and hopefully you're here to see what happens with the Backer Train Adventures and how many extra train cars we will unlock. Also, drop the link in the MV Discord, Morkborg Discord. Oh, awesome! Thank you for that. Yeah, hopefully some more people will be jumping in and making this train go longer. And if we just have one car, maybe it'll be the very front, or maybe it'll be the caboose. Who knows? Yes, the Legion grows. So then I'm trying to think. You all have come up with some really fantastic ideas for train cars. I really do like them. I've got a long list going already, and I think that's fantastic. I know we just came off of a game jam. How soon is too soon to have another game jam? Is it like a once a year thing? Do you think people get? Whoa, I'm kicking my desk. Do you think people get burnt out if it's more than once a year for the same game? Once we get down to the 4-minute mark on here, no, let's say the 3-minute mark. Once we get down to the 3-minute mark, if we get down to 3 minutes and somebody jumps in and backs it, then we will get a second car unlocked. How about a car that's a bunch of space age LARPers and it just sells Morkborg style magic items and weapons? I do like some LARPing. Let's see, space aged LARPers. Selling magic items. I could definitely see that. I could see one being some sort of strange portal, car that transports you somewhere else. Let's see, portal car. We could also do, what else? You will never stop making Vastgrim content. Fantastic. Please don't. Keep it going. Okay, we've got 1 minute left. At that point, if anybody backs it, we will jump in, and I will put a slash on my piece of paper, and that'll be two backer trained cars that will be part of the bonus stretch goal adventures. The setting really speaks to your imagination. Fantastic. Well, yes, please keep making the stuff. Please share stuff that you make in my Discord, wherever, and make sure to share links to wherever you have it, whether it's on Itch, on your own personal website, wherever you want it to be found. Because I'm really growing that Discord, which the link was up quite a ways. I'll drop it in again for any of the new folks that are just now watching. And we have 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If anybody pledges now, becomes backer number 557, we will add another car onto this train. Can we get another car? Callers are standing by. If not, we'll see if it gets down to the wire with 2 minutes and some change left. Album crawl jam. Have to make something inspired by an album, artist, or song. I could see that being in there. Album crawl jam. Okay, we've got just over 2 minutes left before this comes to a close. The whole backer train thing, especially like during the opening of the campaign, when everything's starting to roll and people are starting to get on board and people are really starting to back it, it's a crazy anxiety machine for the people creating the campaign, because you're like, whenever you're running a campaign, like especially in the beginning, when it starts to dip off and start to trail, that's when it's like, okay, is this it? Is this where it stops and it just kind of runs dry? Um, we are down to the final minute and 41 seconds. Um, it has been a really awesome run. Thank you, everyone who's been here. Thank you to everyone who has backed the campaign, who's been involved in the chats and hung out and supported just the weird, strange stuff that I like to make. I really appreciate it. Did you see the new project from Paul? I did. It's the boys inspired Morkborg hack. Yes, I did, and we I knew that that was coming from some discussions that we had. So I need to. I know that's coming soon, right? Um, but yes, that and I think that is a good concept and a very good concept. I've actually, my son and I had been working on a thing called Shit or Super Hit, which is superheroes in training, that is has a similar feel but a lot goofier and not as bloody, more bizarro, weird stuff. Oh, Strega's doing art for it. Fantastic. Yeah, that's gonna be hot. It's gonna be very very nice. So we've got 30 seconds left. The countdown is really on. Uh, Again, thank you so much, everybody that's been here. Yeah, that's he was working on some additional abilities and stuff. That was his Father's Day gift to me. He added things to the character build tables that we had started on, so that was great. Three, two, one. All right, everybody. Woohoo! Well, I wore one. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I will be in touch soon. Uh, uh, I will be in touch very soon about what's going to be happening as the project wraps up, and be sharing details on all of that. And so, again, thanks so much. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. I hope everybody has a fantastic evening and a great weekend. And I hope you all get to roll some dice soon. And one or hopefully sooner or later, we'll get to play at a table together, virtual or in person. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night tonight.